Hi, Dr. Pulsfer here to talk about the two fundamental formats that rules can be written in: sequence of play or reference rules. This is kind of the old and the new. Sequence of play is the new way. The old way was to write rules in a format with numbering and a logical sequence that made it easy to refer back to them to look things up. Kind of like technical writing. Kind of like manuals for anything from VCRs to very complex equipment. So you have something where it's good for referring back to the rules to find something, but it's not easy to read. The new way is to write rules that match the order that players would encounter the rules if they're playing the game. And what that does is it allows the players to read the rules as they play the game for the first time. Now I say, oh good grief, that's a recipe for screw-ups, and it certainly is. But people don't want to read rules, and so they put it off. Also, rules written this way at least appear to be more like a plain narrative rather than a technical manual, and so that's more attractive to people, even though it's probably less precise and even though it makes things really hard to look up when you run into a problem while you're playing the game. Clearly, the shorter and simpler the game is, the more practical it is to write sequence of play rules, and the more complex it is, the more you might want to write reference of play rules. And perhaps that's the reason why the reference rules are still used primarily in hardcore war games. So, if you are going to write a set of rules and you're not writing for a hardcore war game, then you should use sequence of play. The only exception to that would be if you have a particular publisher in mind and you know that they want the old style reference rules.